Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's stream for Real Watchers. My name is Garrett.
And I'm still Adrian.
I'm glad to hear it. Really glad to hear we're not in a weird multiverse where Adrian is not Adrian. Welcome to tonight's live stream. How are you all doing out there? Hello, Mr. Toxic Nos. How are you doing? We got plenty of things to talk about this evening. Mr. Adrian, before we start, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Today was a pretty normal day. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Busy day at work. Had to do a lot of the stream preparations last minute. But hey, it happens. Yeah, it looks like we're both doing all right. How are y'all doing in chat? We got two of you already in here. How y'all doing? Doing good? Hanging in there? Chilling? Vibing? I don't know. Other synonyms for doing well. Oh boy. We got some fun stuff to talk about today, though.
Yeah.
Some
a lot of news going on.
Yeah, it was actually I was writing a lot of it down, and I'm like, man, there's a lot going on. And I realized it's still not as much as last week. So
really, it feels like more almost.
Almost. I think it's because there's a lot of like sublines in what we want to talk about, kind of information to expand upon. But yeah, Zach, hello, waving back at you. Alrighty, let's go ahead and dive right into the main stories that are going on this week. Let's go ahead and delay in here. First up, kind of one of the biggest stories this week, Namor actor Tenoch Huerta is being accused of sexual assault. This is apparently similar to our Mr. Jonathan Majors receiving allegations of assault. However, from the outset, it appears that these allegations have no standing. This apparently was lodged. These complaints were made by someone who was dating Tenoch Huerta after the film release. They'd been dating for about a year. Family, close friends had all said that the relationship was fine, and then the relationship ended, and out of nowhere, she started making allegations. So a lot of people are saying it's taking advantage of someone's popularity, potentially. But, we can't say nothing yet until we get more information.
Absolutely.
But from Tenoch's own kind of stance that he put out, his own response, he sounds a lot more vocal that it's not true than what Jonathan Majors was saying. So,
especially when they start outlining reasons right away, like being fully ammoed, it kind of leans one way or the other. But in other emotionally abusive news, Avatar 3 has been delayed an entire year. So just to kind of clear it up, the new Avatar 3 release date is now December 19th, 2025, 2 years from now, originally set for December 20th, 2024. And then also in subsequent kind of follow domino effect, Avatar 4 and 5 will now be in 2029 and 2031, respectively, which is crazy. I mean, now we're just dealing with timelines so far out that it seems just bonkers. Like, you think even some of the Avengers movies are far out. We're talking literally almost a whole decade from now they're coming out with release dates. It seems ridiculous.
Yeah, this is, we may not be alive by the time these movies come out. But I was going to say, do you think that we're still going to be interested in 2031? And I think that, with how well the second movie did post-pandemic, I think people are still going to be interested.
Absolutely. I think this franchise is now almost a checkpoint in life. Like, as people get older, it'll be like, the third movie's coming out. We got to go see it.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's only, the third one's only 2 years away. Not too bad. I think there was potential for oversaturation and kind of doing it too quickly. So I think that spacing them out is a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it gives people time to cool off a bit and get over it, all the hype and everything, and then as they start to ramp it up again. I wouldn't actually be surprised if we saw it delayed, not a whole nother year, but maybe into 2026, just to buffer even more.
Yeah, you never know. It sounds like it's going to be more time just to kind of get the visual effects ready and make sure that, it's going to look as good as possible. Because, if you're putting it out this close to Avatar 2, I feel like a lot of the conversation is going to be, it looks the same.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reason they may be pushing out too is because James Cameron may have a lead on a technological release that may be coming out in 2024 that he wants to wait to apply to the film, and we just don't know.
That, or they're just waiting for that new Ubisoft game to come out because that's the real Avatar 3. I'm just kidding. That game did not. I mean, it looked all right. Speaking of, actually, this thing actually sounds really nice. I'm super excited for this. One of my favorite animated Disney films, Bambi, is getting a live-action version. This one is being directed by Sarah Polley. It was just announced today. Sarah Polley is the Oscar-winning filmmaker who did the adapted screenplay for Women Talking last year.
Yep.
I feel like this is a good fit. And I am really excited to actually see what this film can do. I don't know if they're going to go the same route as like The Lion King or Jungle Book and do kind of realistic animals, or if they're going to do like actual real animals. I mean, it should be interesting to see regardless.
I feel like it'll be CGI.
Probably. I don't know. I feel like she doesn't feel like as successful enough of a director like Jon Favreau was when it coming into Jungle Book to do that kind of technology. But hey, I could be wrong. Either way, I'm excited for it.
I wonder if they'll just also just do real people. Scrap the animals altogether. The story of Bambi in real life.
Retell Bambi as people. But here's the twist. The hunters are deer.
Ooh, okay. Speaking of bad ideas, several MCU films pushed back, with Deadpool 3 being pushed up. Kind of interestingly enough, I feel like they're trying to rush to get that out in order to compensate. But in terms of what we got pushed out, we've got Captain America 4, Brave New World, Blade, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, both Avengers films, all pushed back to potentially unknown dates. Just a notice of delay for pretty much all of them.
The dates are known. It's just there were so many of them I couldn't put them all.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just everything has been pretty much blanket pushed back.
Yeah, and I think this could be a quality control thing for Marvel to make sure that we don't have another Quantum Mania with anything, or it could be just due to the fact of the writer's strike and that they're going to have to wait for things to get written. I do know that for a fact, though, that Kang Dynasty will be coming out now in 2026 and Secret Wars will be coming out in 2027. But Deadpool 3 was pushed up to May of next year. So that's exciting. I don't care. I'm just ready to see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds tear it up.
So 2011 was the first Iron Man, am I correct?
2008.
2008. So I was 13, and I will be 32 when this arc ends.
Crazy, right?
Almost 20 years by the time we get to Kang Dynasty, or not Kang Dynasty. What is it? Secret Wars. Secret Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Lifetime of Marvel. I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. A lot of the movies are really good. Next up, some exciting news. The next Alien film, being directed by Fede Alvarez, who did Evil Dead and Don't Breathe, has a release date of August 16th, 2024. So we are getting this in theaters next summer. This is exciting.
Yeah, super stoked for this.
I always love me some Alien movies, so I am down.
Yeah, we don't really know anything else about it right now, but I'm kind of all for that. I feel like I'd rather be surprised in theater by a good movie. It kind of throws me back. I'm hoping we get some semblance of the original marketing campaign where they just didn't say anything about what the movie was until you finally got the slogan, "In space, no one can hear you scream." Nothing builds hype like ambiguity, so I'm hoping we're on a similar path. I'd love to not hear anything.
Yeah.
Speaking of hoping to not hear anything, the live-action version of Moana has actually been pushed up a month to June 2025, as if we can't get our hands on this fast enough.
We really can't.
I think this is more Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson pushing to have this come out sooner because I think he's trying to save his reputation. So I think he's trying to rush anything possible to get out.
Yeah, this needs to wait like another 20 years, and then we can have it. And that's just where I'll leave it. Before we move on, though, we'll go ahead and address a couple of comments that came in today. Mr. Zach Stanridge, live-action Bambi, nature doc. That would be an interesting way to do it.
I think he's saying it is just a nature documentary.
They won't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. First movie was really good, so I mean, the original was really good. Toxic Nas saw Boogeyman was good. Alrighty, cool. Glad to hear. I saw Nadia's score was really high on Letterboxd. So, Zach, thoughts on Little Mermaid? Saw it on Friday. I have not seen it yet.
Not seen it.
Not that I don't want to. I do want to go see it. Just haven't had time.
I'll catch it on streaming.
Alrighty, moving right along. We have some news on the new Star Wars movies that we got news of a couple of weeks ago. Two of them have been pushed back to 2026. They were going to be, the first one was going to be released in December of 2025. That one has been pushed to May of 2026. And the second one has been pushed to the end of 2026, so in December. We don't know which of the movies these are, whether it's the new Jedi film, whether it's the Dave Filoni film, or the sort of like prequel to the Jedi. We don't know what it is, but they were pushed back. So
I feel like we just need a section in the newsroom of all films that have been pushed back, and then just have the full list.
A lot of today's stuff.
That's what I'm like. I think we're gonna start to see that more and more as the writer's strike continues to go forward. So I think we might just need a section for it.
Yeah.
In other news, though, Gladiator 2, film I'm very excited about. Stunt has gone wrong. Left several crew members injured. Apparently, it had to do with fire, though they haven't released what exactly happened on the stunt. A lot of people, at least 6, are being treated for burn wounds, all the way up from like extras, apparently all the way to actual stars of the film. So it seems like it was a pretty involved stunt. Nothing life-threatening has been reported, but definitely a big misstep in shooting. So that's going to be a bummer to hear and see how that affects the rest of the filming.
Yeah, hopefully everyone's okay. Nothing life-threatening, which is good. They're certainly not getting rusty. But hey, still excited to see what they're going to be able to do with that movie. So, in better news, for those of us who had seen this, if you had this issue in theaters, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse audio issues have been fixed by Sony. Notably, in the beginning of the film, there are some music choices that can overshadow the dialogue. I don't know if you had this problem, Adrian. I did not. And this is before the patch, I guess you could say. But if you had that issue, it has been resolved now, which is, I guess, kind of nice in the digital age of movie theaters that they can just put out a patch across every theater showing their movie. But
yeah, it was weird. It was almost like you could still hear the audio, but it was almost like the Tenet problem. Like the music was just overbearing at times, where like when Gwen Stacy is speaking at the beginning, it's really hard to hear. Like you still can. It was just really strange.
Yeah. So well, it has been fixed. So if you have yet to see the movie, good on you. It's fixed now.
Wish they'd fix Tenet. In other big movie news, the Dune DLC has been announced for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't remember what the ship's called off the top of my head. It's like a Hummer.
It's the Ornithopter.
Ornithopter, close, not Hummer 2. But it has been released, and it's scheduled to release kind of with kind of the careers thing, but also coming out with Dune Part 2. I mean, I don't know how close they are. I don't think it's like day of or anything, but in tandem.
The DLC comes out November 3rd, and the trailer said, like, see it in theaters, then play it at home. So it sounds like it's around the same time.
Around, yeah. So I'm super excited. I mean, I'm not a super big Flight Simulator fan, but I have a buddy that really, really is. So I sent him a ton of stuff on this when it came out, because just the fact that you can actually do, like, career stuff in general is going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, that's actually a separate game coming out next year. This is for the current version of Flight Simulator.
Oh, I thought it was that was an expansion on the current Flight Simulator.
No, Flight Simulator 2024 is a brand new game.
Wow. Well, hey, you heard it here first.
Hey, you got to get a new one. Speaking of a new one, I guess there is an Ocean's 11 prequel that's coming out. I had no idea this was happening. This prequel starts filming this month with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in the starring roles, which perfect fit, I feel, for the franchise. Sounds like it is going to be set in the 1960s, which is all we know so far.
You sure you didn't mix this up with Barbie?
No, I double checked. I had to double check. I saw 3 different versions of this story, and I was like, am I in a parallel reality now? But no, yeah, starts filming this month.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. I mean, I like the initial trilogy, and 8 wasn't that bad, so I'm all for another one. I love heist movies. They're just a good time. I wonder if they'll line it up with the Payday 3 release day.
Oh, there you go. Get some DLC for Payday 3.
That'd be cool. In heist talk, Fast X Part 2, which is a wild title, is now set to release on April 4th, 2025. I believe all the cast members posted the picture of the release date like last week or something. So yeah, cool news. Kind of expected it. Apparently, we may be getting a part 3 to this trilogy duo, so we'll see what happens. They haven't officially announced any third part, but I'd expect like within the next couple of months that they might announce whether that's official or not.
With how badly this one's performed, I don't know. We'll see. At least here in the US, it's performed negatively. Next up, Mission Impossible 8's production, I guess the final film, has been delayed due to the Writers Guild of America strike. I mean, this is just bound to happen.
Dead Reckoning Part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been delayed as well.
I mean, makes sense. It's kind of what we've been talking about. And the final story today, which I'm extremely excited for, and Cassidy would be extremely excited for, the Legend of Zelda movie is actually in final talks at Universal. This feels like it's going to have to be a very carefully produced and made movie because there is a huge fandom on the line if it goes poorly. So I'm excited for it, a little nervous, but just down to see people working on it.
This has to be a serious movie.
Yeah.
It cannot be the same as the Super Mario Brothers movie. And if it is, I think you're going to see a lot of angry people.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I'm not that big a fan of Legend of Zelda. I would be interested in seeing a movie if it's done correctly. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird choice if they go the animated comedy route. Let's go ahead and talk some comments here. Matt Walls, hello everybody. Hello. How are you doing this evening? We got it. Whew, I don't know what that was. We had Kevin saying, "Hey Matt, there you are." Matt Wallace calls it the Dragonfly ship, pretty much,
basically
for Dune. Yeah, the Dune DLC looks it up. It really does, and it looks like you'll have to fly over the city, which looks like it'll be pretty sweet. And I don't know if they put any like the sandworm in, but they have the part where that trawler is broken down right in the middle of the sand.
I feel like the sandworm might be like a feature on the ground that you can fly over. I don't know if you'll be able to interact with it or anything, but it might be like a visual thing.
Yeah. Matt says, "Hey Kevin." There you go. Zach Sanders, G.I. Joe vibes. In regards to what?
The ornithopter.
The ornithopter.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I thought you were talking about the something to do with another movie. Matt Walls, are you all going to talk about Starfield? Holy moly, there's a lot. Yeah, we can talk about it after we get through the movie stuff. 100%. I am very excited for that game. Legend of Zelda, if done right. Yes.
That's the subtitle for the film.
Yeah. It's a re-release. Can you imagine a re-release on Nintendo consoles and it's like, if done right? You think we get some sort of Nintendo cinematic universe considering the Zelda movie? I don't know about cinematic universe. I mean, as in the fact that they're all Nintendo products being made into movies. Sure. I don't think they should be connected, though.
I would be down for a multiverse of Zelda movies. Going through all the different, like Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword. Like, I'd be down for that, just because we already have that in the games. But I don't know if I'd be down for them all to intermingle. And I don't know how they would tie that together, except if we get a ton of movies. Oh, I just figured it out, Zach. We get a bunch of solo films, and then we get a Super Smash Bros. Film. And everyone comes together for some kind of final battle in Endgame style.
I mean, hey, if you're a Nintendo fan, I'm sure you're getting very excited at that concept. If so, who else thinks gets a cinematic release? That's a good question. Who else would get a movie in Nintendo? Probably Metroid, for sure.
You know who I'm bummed won't, but I think deserves it is Pikmin.
I could see an animated
I could see a cinematic release with Olimar, yeah.
Smash Bros. Is exactly what you were thinking. Hey.
That's right, man.
Great
the end game of Nintendo movies.
I like how that's become a new measurement. It's the end game of this, kind of like the Dark Souls measurement. It's the Dark Souls of this.
I mean, wouldn't it be cool if in individual films you started hearing about some cosmic force taking people from their worlds, and then it's like starts to build up, and then eventually everyone's in this giant arena forced to fight their way out, and then maybe like it's even the hand is the final boss and they have to defeat that in order to break free and go back home. They could totally do it.
I mean, it's possible. It just, again, it depends on how you handle Zelda and how that connects. Because if you go live action route, or if you go like serious animation, it won't really gel with the more comic stuff. So
I disagree.
We'll
I mean, if you look at Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, there was live action and different animation styles, and then we've also had in Marvel really serious movies, and then really comedic movies like Ragnarok and Civil War are in the same universe.
It's a good point. I retract my statement. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move right along. We got a lot of trailers that came out this week. What stuck out to you, Adrian? Anything that you're particularly looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie, looks absolutely incredible. I'm super excited about it. No, I think to be honest, the thing that like really kind of caught me was the Stan Lee documentary that's coming out. I think that just seems really emotional, and I mean, definitely going to be a watch for me. I'm not a huge documentary person. If they're good, I watch them. And like I kind of get them through word of mouth, but this one just seems like one that I'll have to check out just to understand more about the story and all that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to that as well. Also, we did get another trailer for Poor Things this week, which I'm even more excited for now, even though it looks so weird. And then I will actually say, because I'm a fan of the show, I'm looking forward to the Venture Bros. Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart.
Yeah, it does look crazy as ever.
Final season being turned into a movie. Yeah, looking forward to that one. So, anyhow, that's let's go ahead and see here. Zach, continuing on, I think these Nintendo movies do very well financially and try the Marvel route. Well, there's only been one Nintendo movie, and it has done financially well. So
no, we had Pokemon Detective.
That is a good point. We did have Detective Pikachu, but would that be
really
considered part of the universe?
Why not? You can have Pikachus in Smash.
True, but it didn't have the Nintendo logo before the movie. So,
really? They weren't involved at all?
No, because it's owned by the Pokemon Company.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know Nintendo partners with Pokemon Company or Game Freak or whoever it is. I don't know exactly. I'll have to rewatch the film and find out for sure.
Well, I mean, to be fair, right? We again been done before, just using references, but we have Spider-Man movies that weren't associated directly with Marvel now in canon because of what Marvel has retconned in. So, like, you could always pull in a character from Detective Pikachu. Like,
I guess so. I don't know. I think it's just harder to make that connection. Because like in the Spider-Man stuff, there's like an established canon. It's like this is how it works. I don't know. You'd have to do it right. I think that's what it boils down to. Let's go ahead and moving right along. My favorite segment. Let's talk about the movies I watched over the last week. Continuing on was watching the box office top 100 highest grossing films of all time. And let me tell you, this week, there were some weak ones. Starting off with the week one, we had Minions from 2015. I can't believe this movie got that much money. Actually, I know it did, but I refuse to believe it. Watching this now as the Minion hype is so low, it is an annoying and unfunny experience. Sure, there are a few funny gags and a couple of jokes that land, but if you're over the Minion characters, as I am, then this is a grating cinematic experience that leaves you angered and annoyed. I did give it a 40, though. It's not nearly as bad as another movie coming up, but it's pretty bad. Next up was Captain America Civil War. Adrian actually shouted this out earlier. Maybe a tad overlong, but Civil War presents enough tension and action to be a great ride from start to finish. While some characters get more time than others, no one feels left out. And it's clearly why the Russos were chosen to direct Infinity War and Endgame. And so I did give it an 83. Next up, I went on the hype train and I went and saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Shout out to my cousin Robert and his girlfriend Stephanie for going with me. It's so rare to have a sequel that lives up to the original in every way. Across the Spider-Verse is just as good as the first, from its voice acting to its story and most noticeably its animation. The film also doesn't lose its heart and feels just as, if not more, emotionally palpable than the first. Really, really enjoyed this movie 100%. I didn't give it 100%. But I enjoyed it 100%, if that makes sense. Next up was Aquaman. It's fine. The performances vary from actor to actor, and the story feels very formulaic. However, the visual effects are phenomenal, and the design of Atlantis is definitely unique, even if the water effects on the cast can be a little bit odd. It's fine. Gave it a 60. If you want to rewatch it before the next one comes out, sure. It is weird rewatching it with Amber Heard and everything that happened with that, though. Next up, Captain Marvel. While certainly not the best written movie in the MCU, Brie Larson and the cast bring enough charm to this paint-by-numbers solo MCU film to lift it above mediocrity. Also, the cat's pretty sweet. And I gotta call this out. The cat's name is Goose, and he's a Flurkin, I believe is the name of the species.
That's correct, yeah.
And my review for Captain Marvel was liked by an account called Goose the Flurkin.
Wow.
So I've made it. I've peaked.
This will be the last episode of the live stream.
it's the end of my review bit. That's all. Yeah, I just won't review movies anymore. I'm just kidding. I'm going to continue to do it. Next up, Transformers Dark of the Moon. Gave it a 13 out of 100. Brain dead, inane, and completely worthless. Dark of the Moon does have impressive visuals and sound design, but it's all that Bay Transformers films have going for them. I also just have this dirty feeling while watching this movies, and I just needed to take a shower after it. It's weird. There's a grimy, dirty filter to everything. Everyone's sweaty. I had to take a shower. It was weird. Gross.
I don't think it's anything amazing, but I definitely don't. Obviously, I don't think it's incredible, but I think a 13 is a bit low for me. I had a lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah, that's why opinions matter, and they're different from every one of us. These movies exist for a reason, so if you like them, sure. Toy Story 3 was next. Love this movie. 94 out of 100. Funny and emotional in all the right ways. Toy Story 3 begins the upward trend for the series. A great villain, an incredible ending, and a sense of togetherness make it the best in the series by far. Really, really love this movie. And following that was Toy Story 4, giving it an 87. Yet again, Pixar hits the nail on the head with the emotional storytelling. While I don't think it quite hits the levels of the third film, this one will still bring plenty of laughs and plenty of nostalgic feelings. Did give it an 87 out of 100. And if you'd like to see any of these reviews or more, you can go to my Letterboxd with that account name right below. And that was it.
Exhilarating. No comments for this one, so I guess we'll just dive right in with everything that you did watch. I'm sure some folks want to head to the theaters and find something to watch this weekend. Actually, limited releases this weekend, but super packed. A lot of big movies coming out. First, we have The Blackening coming out to wide release on Friday, I believe, the 16th, on Friday. 7 black friends who go away for the weekend only to find themselves trapped in a cabin with a killer who has a vendetta. Will their street smarts and knowledge of horror movies help them stay alive? Probably not. This one seems super fun. I think it looks almost like a scary movie done correctly, the parody franchise. It seems like someone may have actually paid attention to this one and done a good job with it. So this one does seem really good that I'm definitely going to try to head to the theater and see. Also going to try to head to the theater and see, we have Asteroid City. The itinerary of a junior stargazer convention is spectacularly disrupted by world-changing events. Obviously, this is Wes Anderson's newest and latest film that I've been hearing reports is so self-aware and meta that it's almost like endearing because he's so self-aware now. So that's super exciting, coming out on Friday. Then we also have Elemental from Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures. Follows Ember and Wade in a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together but separate. And I think this is going to be one of those classic, almost like you get a Zootopia kind of feeling for Walt Disney Studios. So that comes out on Friday. It does look really entertaining. And then last but not least, the much talked about The Flash movie. Barry Allen uses his super speed to change the past, but his attempt to save his family creates a world without superheroes, forcing him to race for his life in order to save the future. And I just love the idea for this movie that they were like, oh, let's go ahead and do the first Flash movie. And then he went, yeah, let's go ahead and keep it nice and simple. And they went, oh no, we're going to go ahead and do Flashpoint, one of the most complex comic book crossover events of all time. And especially everything going on with Ezra Miller, a little bit dicey. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to wait for some feedback on this movie before I head out and see it. I don't necessarily want to support versus not. I'm not super sold on it, but it is coming out this weekend. So 4 slam-packed theaters this weekend. Let us know which one you're going to check out first, if not all 4.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking to see all 4 of these. Speaking of which, Kevin, I know you have Monday off. Let's go see some movies together. I totally forgot Asteroid City was coming out this weekend, and I'm super excited to go see that. So, moving right along, that's enough about what's coming out this coming weekend. Let's talk about last weekend and what was the winners of the box office game struggle for power. In first place, we have Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, bringing in $61 million. A little bit surprising that it managed to dethrone Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, bringing in $55.5 million. Little Mermaid taking third place with 23.2, still doing rather well. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 with 7.2, and that's tying with The Boogeyman for 7.2. So pretty normal weekend. Surprised to see Spider-Man drop, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone that wanted to go see it, I mean, it was a huge first weekend for it. So
yeah, second biggest opening weekend of the year, I think.
Yeah, so I think everyone that did go see it, now we're going to start to see those tricklers and word of mouth people. I hope it resurges next year. I can't imagine Transformers holds on as long as Spider-Man does. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's going to be it for the films that did well last weekend. Why are you shaking your head for? I don't know. Did I do something wrong? Anyhow, that's about it though. So Adrian, what have you been up to? What have you been playing? What have you been watching?
Yeah, I beat Inscription. I think I talked about it last week or the week prior. Highly recommend it. Super good game. I'm now currently playing Metro Exodus and Hades, kind of switching between them. Also playing Fortnite. The new season's pretty fun. Also still watching SWAT. Oh, and also dabbling in Amnesia Bunker that it's on Game Pass. Pretty slow paced beginning for me. They tried to have a really big cinematic opening. It just didn't catch my attention. We'll see if I end up finishing it. It seems pretty but we'll see how it goes.
I've heard it's the best Amnesia since the first, so
yeah,
I don't know.
It's been a long time. I'm a different person since I played the first one.
Okay. As far as me, though, given the impressive showing of my most looked forward to game of the year, Starfield, I reinstalled Fallout 4 and have been doing another run of it on PC, which I've been looking forward to getting back to as soon as this call is over. And then continuing on with the box office top 100 films, I think I'm 75 or 76% of the way through the list, so almost there. And then closely following all the releases for Warhammer's 10th edition, for Warhammer 40k's 10th edition, coming out in a week and a half, I believe, is when 10th edition launches. Getting our rules slowly but surely, starting to figure out how my armies are going to play, which is going to be nice. And finishing up all the models in one of my armies. I'm almost done, actually. One of my armies is almost completely painted. Which
very
is
exciting.
A very good feeling. But yeah, that's it for what I've been doing. Let's go ahead and turn it over to the comments. What was the biggest opening weekend of the year? Avatar? No, it was Super Mario Brothers.
The other Nintendo movie.
The other Nintendo. Took me off guard. I don't know why. Ugh. Matt Walls, it's either Avatar or Mario. It was Mario. Avatar was last year. I remember it was a 2022 film.
December release.
Adrian's best film of 2022. So
that's true.
That's how I remember that it came out last year. It's because Adrian awarded it. But how are you all doing? What are you guys doing? What are you all watching? What are you all doing? Go ahead and share that with us. We got some time here. I know Matt wanted to talk about Starfield a little bit. Holy moly, the game looks so good. There's a lot to it. It's like 8 games worth of stuff in one game. I just loved, was it Todd Howard's like philosophy? They're like, what? How is it so much? And he's like, this felt like the game we didn't want to say no to people. Like, oh, can you do this? No. Like they didn't want to kind of leave anything out. And with a space game, it kind of makes sense for it to be as.
Can I have sex with my ship?
I mean, you sure? I don't know.
I don't think so. They said Bethesda said no to me. I'll tell you that much.
I don't think that was even a concern in their heads. I mean, you can make your ship look like a genitalia if you really wanted to. It's probably as close as you'll get.
Man, I bet we'll see someone make one ship that looks like the female device and one that looks like the male device, and they'll fly into each other.
The modding community is going to be interesting for this game, I'll tell you that. Actually, Matt Walls brings up a good point. Another Nintendo game to movie adaptation must be Star Fox or F-Zero.
That'd be cool.
Got to appease the furry community with Star Fox. I'm just messing around. That would be interesting. kind of a sci-fi. I mean, we're not getting the Rogue Squadron movie from Star Wars anymore, so hey, any dogfight movie in space we can get,
I would
take it.
love to see the minds behind Top Gun Maverick be behind that movie.
Would be interesting, definitely. I think because you get a lot more interesting cinematography for sure, but it would mostly be visual effects. So I don't know. Maybe it would work.
Oh, should we officially end the show before we move on to video game talk? Don't you usually officially wrap up the...
We can do that. Adrian, for those of us who do not follow our social media presence, where can they do so?
Real Watchers, we post whenever we have an update on Instagram, specifically. That's REEL, as in a film reel. And then if you're watching us currently right now, go ahead and like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to hit the follow button and all that good stuff. Hit the like button. And then if you're on Twitch, do the same thing. Give us your free Prime subscribe. We would love to see it.
We don't have that yet. We're not. But if you can, there's an issue with Twitch's system, but we'll take it.
There's an issue with Twitch's system?
No, you can't get subscriptions until you have like. It's been a while since I've done Twitch streaming, but
you can't follow small creators.
You can follow them. You can't subscribe to them until they're a affiliate.
Oh, well then follow us. There
you go. Whatever you can do it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna go ahead and continue on with our little after show. If you'd like to stick around, you're more than welcome to. If not, this will be the end of the Real Watchers stream. So thank you so much for joining us. Keep your eyes on the screen. Now jumping over into game conversation. Matt Walls, the thing that sold me on Starfield was the shipbuilding. Yeah. Looks really good. And shipboarding. Yeah, the fact that you can, like, anything you engage with, either in a dogfight or just come across in space, you can board their ship, which is super cool. And apparently you can actually take the ship. So, like, once you damage it and you can kill the crew or take it over, you can just make that part of your fleet, or you can, like, sell it, or you can, destroy it. It's up to you, which is pretty sweet. I don't know. I would say, like, the shipbuilding, though, is really cool, but it's probably the thing I'm looking forward to the least out of the game. But I'm looking forward to it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm excited for it, but it's, like, lower tier.
What are you most excited for?
Just exploration. Like, my entire first character will probably just be, like, an explorer, scanning life forms and getting resources and setting up, like, scientific bases on other planets. Maybe doing some, like, bounty stuff if that's available. I know there is bounty stuff available, but, like, depending on where I am at in the game.
Sure.
But I already have like 6 builds planned. So, Matt Walls, GTA in space, yes please. Not quite at that level, I don't think is what they're going for with it. But you can absolutely just go around and be a pirate. If that's one of the builds I have in mind. And the gunplay is a huge improvement. It looks like it's going to be a huge improvement. Right on par, if not better than Fallout 4. I really like Fallout 4's gunplay. So, kind of looks better than that, which is good. But speaking of games from yesterday, Adrian, which one stuck out to you from yesterday, Sunday?
Hell's Blade, Senua's Saga, for sure. Glad to get an update on that after it going dark for so long. And it still looks just as good. I mean, I'm still excited about it. I thought it got stuck in development hell. I didn't think we were ever going to get it. So to get like a pretty significant in-game cinematic kind of moment was pretty cool. That was definitely my biggest one. Starfield looked cool. I only saw the trailer. I did not watch the vid doc. Trying to think of if anything else caught my attention. I think that was pretty much it. The rest of it seemed... Oh, Fable. Of course, super excited for Fable.
You know what's crazy about the Fable trailer? Is it's, of all the trailers that came out from the showcase, it is the most disliked. Because, I can't believe I'm saying this. Because the people who are watching the video think that the main character, the female protagonist, is not attractive.
So they're thumbs downing the trailer?
Yep.
Gosh, we live in a problematic time.
I hate the internet at times. Cassidy, correct on the Twitch subscriptions. I thought I was right on that. Yeah, not able to subscribe just yet. Matt, also excited for Dragon's Dogma 2. I believe that is a PlayStation exclusive. Is that correct, Matt? Huh? Yeah, probably. Probably talking about the Fable thing. Yeah, it's really stupid. A lot of the comments are calling out the feminist ruling class of video game developers, and it's like, guarantee it's going to be like a custom character creator for that game. It's
Absolutely, it will be. Yeah.
Yeah. So stupid.
And I'll even do you one better. Arguably, it looks like a normal person. Like,
Yeah.
I just think that people are mad that the main trailer wasn't like overly attractive and like gorgeous. It's just a normal hero, like just a person going on an adventure.
The whole point.
Yeah.
So, God, I hate people so much. Yeah. Also, what else?
We got like House of the Dragon, or what is it? Like a dragon.
Oh, there was the Yakuza
The new
games.
one.
That was weird.
We also
trailer
got
was
Persona 3 remaster.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is a multi-platform release. Oh, okay. It was just at the PlayStation showcase. That's where I was getting confused. Thanks for clearing that up, man. Yeah, you were saying there was the.
Oh, we got the Persona 3 announcement. I haven't played any of them, but we got the remake for that.
I tried playing Persona 5 because it's on Game Pass now, and I wasn't into it. Just
I have
wasn't
a
my
family
kind of
member
game.
that it's one of their favorite games. I
Yeah,
think it's one of those things you love it or you don't.
Yeah, it's the kind of like JRPG type game that I'm just not into.
It's like the
unfortunately.
walking around school, talking to people.
I didn't even get to that. It was like the
Oh.
first like 30 minutes. It just was like, this isn't my kind of thing. It just didn't like
Fair
hook
enough.
me. And honestly, in a game, you have to like for me, you have to hook me in that first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So either you hook me or you give me like the promise of kind of playing it the way I want.
Or we also got Prince of Persia.
The new Prince of Persia looks really cool.
That looks awesome.
Not my
Love
kind of
that they're-
game, but it looks cool.
Oh, I loved Sands of Time. It doesn't look anything like Sands of Time, but it does look. I mean, I'm definitely going to try it out. I'm a big Prince of Persia fan. I even played it on the DS.
Matt Walls, my friend, is playing Persona 5. He has 125 hours in it. Damn. I know it's a game you can get lost in, so I'm surprised you've seen your friend with 125 hours. That's actually a good question. What is your longest played game ever, Adrian?
Total time?
Total, like, hours. What do you think is your longest?
Oh, I know what it is. It's Destiny 2.
Is it really? Okay.
You want
I
to
mean,
know
that
how
makes
many
sense 'cause the
hours I
grind.
have in Destiny 2?
Sure, go ahead. What is it, Adrian?
Pull up your Xbox app. Let's find out what our longest played games are. I know Fortnite is a really close second, just because I play with friends so much.
Well, I know what my longest played game ever is, but I played it on more than just Xbox, so it won't count.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Can I look at my games? Oh yeah, here we go.
Let's find out.
How do I know you can look at it on the
Griffin,
actual
yes, you are late. But hello, how are you doing? I don't remember how to look at it.
I know you can do it on the actual Xbox. Your progress? Oh, here we go. Stats. Okay. You want to guess my Destiny 2 time?
Where do you see it?
Go ahead to your profile. Sorry, everyone. We're looking at our most played games of all time. Fortnite is a close second, I believe. I can look up Fortnite too.
Wait, where are you seeing it? I don't see it.
Okay, I'm gonna walk you through I'll walk you through Metro Exodus so that I don't spoil any of my. Okay, so I'm here in my profile, and I go to About,
Okay.
and then click on the game that you want to look at,
Oh, I see.
and then scroll down to Your Progress or Achievements or whatever, and then like Unlockables or whatever it says.
Oh, okay.
It is Destiny, Griffin.
Is it underneath the achievements?
No, just click on the achievements. Click into it.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I see stats. There you go. Okay. Oh, that's PC.
Okay, so I'll tell you guys Fortnite. Or do you want to guess Fortnite as well?
I'll guess-
Fortnite's actually my most. Fortnite is my
Dang.
number one game. This is so bad. Let's read through the comments. You skipped everybody.
I did. We got Danelle saying definitely Fortnite.
It is now. It didn't used to be. I haven't been playing the last couple seasons of Destiny, so that works out.
Next up, we got Matt minus Pokemon Sapphire for Game Boy. 668 hours.
What does that equate to? I want to see if he's got more time. Oh, my keyboard's on. That is 27 days and 20 hours.
Jeez Louise.
What's your most played game?
I mean, it's
Okay,
only showing.
I'm gonna-
It only shows me my recently played games. Let me see.
Adrian's most played game's got to be Nintendogs. It is, yeah. I do have about 1,000 days played in Nintendogs. Griffin, I 100% was going to agree with you on Destiny. I even bet on it, but it is not the case anymore. Thank you, Danelle, for the support.
So my most played game on console is Rainbow Six Siege, with 33 days, 9 hours, and 51 minutes, which is coming up on around 800 hours. But my
Nice.
most played game of all time is Skyrim, for a fact. Over all the different consoles and PC, I have about 2,500 hours in Skyrim.
Okay. My
Which is
most played.
embarrassing.
Okay, now I'll tell you Destiny first because Fortnite is now more. So I'll give you my second highest first. My time in Destiny 2 is 47 days and 13 hours.
Okay.
And then my time in Fortnite is, drumroll please, everyone, 55 days and 23 hours. That is equivalent to 1,344 hours.
Damn.
But you know what? I gotta say, that is 100% like where I catch up with friends and hang out, and I have zero regrets about it. It is purely a social game for me, and that's 1,300 hours spent with friends. So can't
There you
complain
go.
about that.
Yeah, and some of that I spent with you.
Some,
A very small amount.
like 2 or 3 games, I think.
No, it was like a solid month and a half.
Yeah, you
of, like
definitely
at
did, yeah.
least twice a week. Yeah, back when the battle passes had good stuff in them, in my opinion. Matt Wallace played a lot of Black Ops 1, probably close to 1,000 hours. Black Ops 1 was whew. Except for the buying attachments and guns, that game was pretty S tier. Matt Walls again. Yeah, Skyrim's about 400 hours for me in total. That's a lot of time.
Not enough.
500
some might
hours.
say.
Danelle, how many days you got in Fortnite, Adrian? 60 days? Dang, I was pretty close.
You got to hop on tonight, Danelle. We got to make it 60 hours, 60 days. We have to play 4 more days worth.
What are my Fortnite hours? Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go ahead. You could, if anyone wants to throw out a guess, you're correct. If it's less than Adrian,
I'm gonna say 7. No, I feel like you played by yourself. I'll say 12.
you're saying 12.
No, you also played in college quite a bit. I'll say 2 days. Griffin's right on board. Yeah, right around there.
So you're saying 2 days.
2
You
days.
have Cassidy's saying 9. Griffin's saying 2.5. Matt's 15 days just to guess. It's actually, I'm surprised. Danelle's actually the closest. It's 4 days and 22 hours.
Dang, Danelle knows her Fortnite game time. She could tell by looking at us how long we've played Fortnite.
I'm honestly surprised it's 4 days worth of time, to be 100% real with you. Who's on the cover of the Fortnite thing now? It's like some pirate dude.
Yeah, it's a like Mayan ruin season.
Is there anything good in the Battle Pass except for
Optimus Prime.
I was gonna say Optimus Prime.
That's pretty much it.
They've lost out on a couple of things here, huh? Same amount of hot dogs Garrett can consume in a minute. It's actually not that much. No, yeah. 49 hour psychic. Skipped your comment, Garrett. Which one? I just said it. Same amount of hot dogs.
I think earlier you skipped
or the 2.5. It was a misclick. It wasn't skipping you on purpose. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, speaking of video games, I'm sure all of us need to go and play our respective video games. So if you have any other comments before we head out,
that's just you wanting to go play Fallout 4. You can't put that on everyone.
You said you wanted to go play Fortnite.
That was insane that you did.
I'm allowing you time to go play Fortnite. I'm being the nice guy here.
Hey, look, everyone, I know we all got our games to go play. I know all of us collectively want to go play a game right now.
All of us collectively want to go play the one game that I'm playing and not anyone else's. I will say I did get Warhammer 40k bolt gun this week, and it is really good.
Oh, nice. Dang, Griffin, sorry he just skipped your comment again. I literally put it on screen and he unclicked it to hide it away.
No, I clicked on it to put it on screen. Oh, okay, weird. All right. It's Adrian Griffin. It's not me. He's not calling you like you said earlier.
That's not true.
Danelle, wow, just got here. Hey, stream start at 7.
Yeah, I posted about it on Instagram, Danelle. Sorry you didn't click the reminder.
Matt Wall's been playing Wreckfest here lately. That's right. Wreckfest is it's a racing game and like a stunt game. Is that right, Matt? I think I'm correct in that. I think it's the guys who used to do Flat Out.
Oh, I used to like Flat Out.
Griffin, did you also soak your panties about Starfield? I did. Adrian's like he's getting damp, not soaked.
Jesus Christ.
Now we're gonna debate levels of moisture. Griffin, I am accumulating time off days and planning it for Starfield. I will not be seen outside my room that week. Oh, I'm solely soaked. Yep. Danelle, I got my notifications on.
I don't know what to tell you.
If you have an Apple device, that's probably why. I'm just kidding. That came out of nowhere. You post it on Instagram, and then I post the notifications on YouTube in the morning. So, don't know.
It's not our fault.
Matt Wall is mainly racing. It's got good car destruction mechanics. That's right. I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Almost reminds me of the Burnout games too.
I was literally just gonna say, I remember I had a great time with Burnout 3, like whatever the final one was really fun.
Paradise?
Yeah. Wow, that was a great memory. Yeah, that was really fun.
I was gonna say, because there's the remaster that's on Game Pass, and I downloaded it and gave it a try after all these years, and I was like,
One of the things I loved about that was one where you just had to cause the biggest accident possible. That little mini game mode that they had.
Yeah, I had that on PSP.
Yeah, same.
That's all I did.
That was the only game. The other game that doesn't hold up, it's still got a really cool mechanic, but is Split Second, the racing game where you can like slow down time. That game, like again, the mechanics hold up. Quality doesn't necessarily, but super fun.
That was actually if I'm not mistaken, it was a Disney game.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty interesting that they put out a game that wasn't licensed. It's kind of like a
freebie game.
Kind of like Lucasfilm and the Monkey Island games for sure.
Yeah.
Matt Wall's Burnout Takedown was the best racing game I've ever played.
Yep.
Ooh. You're saying it's the best racing game ever made?
I think Midnight Club 2 was my favorite racing game of all time.
That's a good one too. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Forza Horizon 2 was my favorite. But that's just me. Any of the Horizon games, they're all interchangeable. Danelle, is this Minecraft music? No. This is StreamYard's built-in night driving song. So, kind of similar to Minecraft, a little bit, just with some extra beats in there. Matt Wallace, Split Second, I think, was the Project Gotham Racing devs.
Yep, I believe you are correct.
Let me see. Split Second video game devs. Developed by BlackRock Studios and published by Disney. Okay, so Disney published it, BlackRock made it. What did BlackRock Studio make? It's a British developer.
I'm sure this is exhilarating.
Not Project Gotham. They did do MotoGP, ATV Off-Road Fury, stuff like that. I didn't see a Project Gotham though. Adrian, how many you got for Fortnite after this lovely stream?
Yeah, I'm down.
Zach, just got back on, and the first thing I see is, if I'm fully soaked. Hey, well, welcome to Real Watchers, baby. Griffin, Midnight Club LA, best racing game of all time. It's a pretty darn good one.
Iconic. Inspired my love of car modding to this day.
Dang. Zach, glad to be back. We're glad to have you back. World record for hot dogs in 1 minute is 6, and Adrian thinks he can do 5. See?
Is that really the record?
I'm telling you, it's not. Okay. Let's get to 100 subs and we'll settle this once for all.
Okay, I didn't know the record's 6. I don't know if I'm at the level, but I think 2 is way too low. I'll even out 4. I will die on the 4 hill. I'll commit right now that I can eat 4 hot dogs in a minute.
Isn't it like a Vietnam movie, Battle on Hill 4?
Or I think you meant 4 hot dogs in a minute.
My favorite of Vietnam War movies. Zach, couldn't explain my guy better.
I think every hot dog has a compounding effect. Like, I think the difference between 4 and 5 and 5 and 6 in a minute is significant.
We'll find out. 100 subs. 6? Great callback. For those of you who are not in the know, I'm sorry. Danelle, 100 sub hot dog eating. Yes, we established if we hit 100 subs, we are going to do a hot dog eating competition.
It seems to always be the topic of the end of our live streams.
Yeah,
we always start debating how many hot dogs we can eat.
Speaking of hot dogs, Cassidy needs to know if Adrian can guzzle down 5 in a minute for science. This is Glizzology.
This is the Stanford Glizzy experiment.
I'll be the prison guard, you be the one in the cell, right? Or other way around, I don't know. Matt Walls, it was Bizarre Creations that did Project Gotham Racing. That was my bad. Sad they don't exist. Damn you, Activision. Yes. Damn you, Activision. Stop taking money from your people. Danelle, that seems like an experiment to perform in your own time. Hey, 100 subs, all our inhibitions go out the window. So, I mean, I don't know. Griffin Brown, come for the movies. Stay for the... You know, I'm not going to lie. One of my favorite snacks to get at the movie theater is the hot dogs that they have in the like the warming tray or whatever. I don't know why, but the buns are always like toasted. Oh, it's just perfect.
With Griffin's... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'd say I go for the movies and I stay for the glizzy.
That's also what I say instead of Netflix and chill.
It's way more on the nose. Joey Chestnut's rate on a 10-minute rate is 7 per minute.
Well, my dad's is 9, Zach.
5 per minute seems like semi-pro numbers. Semi-pro starring Will Ferrell? No?
Can you imagine if we did this as a joke and I ended up going semi-pro in hot dog eating from finding out that I can eat 5 in a minute?
or that both of us beat Joey Chestnut?
I wonder if Joey Chestnut was only tasked with a minute. Like, I wonder if he could do more than 7 because he knew he wouldn't have to eat any more.
Right? Like, he's like, I'm just done.
Because you're pacing yourself. Like, that's also part of it. But if you knew that you only had 60 seconds, I bet he could eat more than 7.
It's true. I'm sure if he's just like fucking going at it, 9? I doubt anyone could do 9 in a minute. I feel like that's near impossible, unless you're a pelican. Griffin Brown, my last comment would be a good quote to put on the Glizzy Championship belt.
Absolutely, it would.
100%. Martin has 9 Glizzies on his person at all times.
Yeah, I went to a concert with him last night, and it just reeked of hot dogs.
Are his hands always wet with that hot dog juice that's inside the bag?
Yeah.
Goes for the handshake, and you're just like, ugh. Either that or he's just moist for Starfield, too. Wouldn't surprise me, Zach. Man. And only 5 of those are...
That's right, Zach. That's right.
No! All right, well, on that note, talking about Glizzies yet again, and Adrian's father, this is getting to an uncomfortable place.
Or are we all comfortable?
I don't know. That is up to the viewers to decide. But yeah, help us get up to 100 subscribers, and we will do that hot dog eating competition for sure.
It's exactly what it's like, Griffin.
Oh, man. Dude, I literally... does anyone here have Smash Burger?
I've been to a Smash Burger.
Smash Tots? I had them for the first time in years. They're like the tots that they do with like garlic and olive oil and rosemary. Holy shit, they're so good.
Oh, really? I don't know if I've ever had tots from Smash Burger.
They they toss it. It's like they do like the same thing with their fries. They toss it in olive oil, garlic, and rosemary, and it just was so good with the burger and like a shake was like the perfect combo. So, just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Hey, thanks.
Griffin, you're about to get ignored again. We did not.
I already commented on it.
We did not ignore. How dare you? Extremely comfortable. All right. Unbearable and unforgivable. That's the name of my high school career. Griffin Brown. Oh, Griffin commented. Let's.
Dang. Well, it's been a long stream. Let's go ahead and cut this out here. We're gonna head out.
I know we all have our respective games to go play, and let's. You guys are making plans for Fortnite. I don't want to get in the middle of that.
I will say, I at a concert last night, on the way out, I got one of those like street hot dogs that they have wrapped in bacon and onions and stuff. And I ate that, which is larger and a bigger bun than a standard hot dog. I think I ate that in 25 seconds.
And covered in bacon, too.
And with onions, like it was messy. I was trying to get all of it, and I don't know.
What concert you go to last night? Share with the class.
We went for my dad. He wanted to go see the K-pop band Twice, so we went and saw Twice last night.
It's not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Then else says, "See ya on the fort." I will not, but it sounds like Adrian will. Griffin, I feel like a celebrity walking out of a concert with all the vendors trying to sell me a hot dog.
Yeah, I mean, especially like when they look at me and then they start to speak Spanish, and I don't know. I feel like Shakira or something. I don't really know what to do with all that information.
Just start shaking your booty like Shakira.
You know who they met? I do look pretty similar to Bad Bunny, so they probably just get us confused. I actually look like Little Windex.
What about Lil Clorox? Is that name taken yet?
By you.
Hey, let's go. I gotta clean up my act. Cassidy, I can verify he absolutely did. Well, there you go. For science, Cassidy can verify. Alrighty. Well, we have been going for just over an hour. Anyone else want to get some comments in? Now is the time. Men speaking to me in Spanish selling me wieners is actually my retirement plan.
Steady income, Zach. Steady income. In your mouth. Steady income in your mouth.
All right. We're going there. Cassidy, Garrett probably couldn't tell Adrian apart from Bad Bunny. I thought I was just riding his coattails. I was like...
I thought you were going to say a different C word.
What?
Here's a picture of me and my dad in Japan.
Which one's Adrian? You'll never know.
That felt like an Eric Andre show. Like, here's this.
What do you think about this? And just hold it up. One of my favorite ones on that was was it when they had Steve-O on?
Mhm.
And Eric Andre's just like, yeah, so what do you think about like the gold standard? And then Steve-O just goes into a lecture on it and is like seriously talking about it. And Eric's just like he wasn't expecting, like they played a prank on him. It's great. And that wall's wow. A lot of just Griffin. Whoa, your dad met Bad Bunny?
Backstage.
There you go. At the Twice concert, apparently.
He called my dad a Bad Bunny, if you know what I mean.
Oh, shit. Alrighty.
Well, now that Griffin commented, time to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you, Griffin, for doing your part for the show and letting us know when to end. Hope you all have a great rest of the week. Apparently, Martin did birth Bad Bunny, so that's a fun fact to end the show on. But thank you for joining us. We will be live next week at 7 p.m. Pacific time, right, Mr. Adrian?
That's correct.
100%. And Adrian, or Griffin, not Adrian. Griffin says last comment. Great place to end. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. See you next time.